Hello, 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 ladies and gelatins. Yeah, something is off with the audio for this game, and I don't know why. Like, now it just stopped. If I push a button, will it be, like, louder? Because, like, I don't know. Either my headphones are dying, or this game is just suddenly weird. But also, why is everything so bright? What? Try restarting it. You know, that's a good idea. I'll try restarting the game. Let's just do that. Oh, look, a gray screen. It's the most interesting game. Guys, they've done a new update for the game. It is called Gray Screen, and you just stare at it and, like, you think about journaling. Honestly, I feel like there's an indie game that would do something about, like, something like that. Also, hello, Gold. Hello, Algol. Hello, Rupsticks. Yes, I am doing pretty good. Oh, now I can, yep, it just needed to be restarted. All right, now it's loud. Ah. Well. Confetti cannon! Gonna start thinking, okay, it is still super bright, but I think it's supposed to just maybe be like that. It's like extra sparkles. Super extra sparkles. Okay, so you fixed your Baldur's Gate 3. You can actually finish Act 3. Amazing, amazing. That's phenomenal. Happy to hear it. And I'm happy that my headphones aren't dying, because that would make me sad. I like these headphones. They're good. They're very kind to me. What else? What else? Do I have any good thing good to eat today? I did. I made banana bread yesterday, and so I got to eat some of that today. Also, I made rice and beans with some leftover stuff and basically accidentally made pizza rice, which turned out to be actually pretty surprisingly good. I was, no one was more surprised than I was that that turned out well. And it was like, man, this better turn out at least eatable, so that, because I'm making a lot of it. That thing that happened to the Osu player? What thing? What thing? Like, did they just get, like, blasted or something? Because that would be awful. That would be, like, the worst thing to happen. Okay, all right. I forget what I was doing. Let me look at the name of my save files. BB. BB. Doesn't help. What's out there? Auto fresh stuff? Are we just moving forward? Don't know. Headphones literally fell apart on their head. Okay, that's super funny. That is super duper funny. Lost all my tabs. Oh my god. How many tabs did you have? Because I usually have like over 200 tabs. It's very bad, especially on my work computer. I have way too many tabs, and honestly, I really should get rid of so many of them. But I'm just like, no, but if I get rid of them, I'll never find them again. I will never remember anything ever again. And I worry about it, you know? 70. That's still a lot. That's still sad to lose that many. Rex, let me give you wood. Just give hugs. Just pruned him. Oh, ooh. So you can't just go to your history? Like, it's not in your history ever? Like, all the tabs that got closed? So they usually don't get closed one at a time. You can, like, history restore a big bunch of tabs. See, again, this is the same thing where it's like, this would have been a great way to get engineering before, but, like, I already have max engineering now, so there's, like, it makes me feel like I can't do the story parts of this. I want to. Nor they be grouped. Oh. Man, yeah, that's brutal. I do like to have Juzo. Tammy made me hold her baby. It just says frowning. It sucks. I don't know how to hold babies. They're so wiggly. What if I dropped it? Rubs his nose. I could feel everyone watching me like I was going to screw up, so I gave the kid back right away. Here, have an alien thing. And what else do we... Hello? What else do we want to do? Let's see, any boss events left? All events have respawned. All events have respawned. Okay, so there are places that I haven't been still. But I feel like it's not necessarily the best thing for me to be doing anyways. I could go be creative and stuff. Then again, there's so much from exploring to learn about this planet though. Just don't drop it. It's not a football, right? Just support the head, don't drop it. But to be fair, babies are very wiggly. Sometimes they do not want to be held, and it is a little hard to deal with that if you're not used to it, that's for sure. And I actually don't remember how to hold a baby. I haven't held a baby in so many years. Except for like babies who can already support their head. If it can already support their head, you just pick them up like... So it's funny because the last time I picked up a baby, it was a little toddler, right? So it could sit up and stuff. But like I had just picked up like a cat, and like when you pick up a cat, they get like long and they're very skinny. They're just like long. Whereas like babies, like human babies, are just like there's so much stuff in the middle. Like they got little tiny wiggly arms and legs, and then there's just like a meat sack. I know that sounds really weird, but like it's true. Like just when you're used to picking up cats, you just get surprised how like thick babies are. Just like how much stuff is going on. But then from those, so yeah, and hold newborn puppies. Oh, it's precious though. Yeah, I would not know how to do that either. Do work, hope it pop up his other device. Oh, sad to lose all those tabs. But you know what? I guess literally the only thing you can do at that point is to just hope it feels like a fresh start. Right. Let's save. What do? People aren't dying, which is good, but like I feel like, you know, death is always inevitable somewhere. Let's try foraging. Nice. Do. Oh wow, there's a lot of stuff. Friend? Freaky! Bulky waist is pretty large. It's growing over the carcass of something, which seems to be missing his head. Okay. Looks ready to fight you for it. Why would I need to fight the freaky? Wait for it to leave. I can wait, sit there and nozzle the animal slowly for hours. It's disgusting. Eventually it rolls over, takes a nap, his many legs kicked up in the air, his tummy bulging. You try to sneak by, but wakes up with a hiss. Drags the rest of a carcass in the tree, you can finally pass. There was nothing useful from that. It's good to know. It is literally like having a secret there. You're just like, oh, just go back in time and I can not lose that. What can I say? I'm hoping for more pets. Pet? Whole swarm of Riki. Mostly baby ones about the size of your head. They're amassed around a massive tree screwing up and down the trunk. Yes, I've seen this one before. Maybe they aren't so bad. You walk up and put your hand on it. Baby Riki swarm around it is alive. The tree itself is Riki. Nothing to forage here, but +1 animals, so I'll take it. You're trekking through the wilderness when something catches your eye. To anyone else, it'd simply be a weird depression between two roots, but it pings something in your memory. Isn't what the entrance to the Overseer Cave looked like? You decide to check it out. Your hunch is correct. The depression opens up into a passageway just big enough to wiggle your body through, then widens even more to reveal a familiar door. You quietly push it open. The room you enter is not unlike the one where you interfaced with the array. There's a vat in the corner emitting a soft organic glow, and another computer panel slowly being reclaimed by the rock wall. It's not hard to assume that the planet is lousy with rooms like this one where Sim and other gardeners can rest and respawn if needed. This one, however, is not empty. You enter to find Sim, who is aptly so, as naked as the day he was born. He is stepping out of the regeneration vat, clad in only strands of bioluminescent goo that slide down his long limbs and patter to the ground. Sim's back is to you, treating you to a glimpse of skin usually hidden under layers of tattered dark fabric, the knobs of his spine and shoulder blades visible under his inhuman musculature. He looks unusually delicate and vulnerable. He reaches up and gently wrings out his thick hair, humming a song you recognize from the Hollow archives. As if sensing the weight of your gaze on his body, he pauses and slowly turns his head. Solana says softly, didn't see you come in. Can see you very well, though. Sim tilts his head, smiling. Oh, he replies. He turns slightly, taking on a slightly more performative posture. Did I design this body to your liking? You have to say, he did. Well, yes, it is. I am live, Polish, living in Poland. Slime creature. Yes. Indeed. We're here to jiggle, we're here to wiggle, and apparently flirt with aliens. Top notch. How are you doing, our demons? How goes? Now that you know the truth about the gardener, Sim continues, we can be far more free with our words. He gestures to the regeneration vat. I have very few secrets from you now. You can come take a closer look if you'd like. After B, he clarifies. A closer look at the vat, I mean. You walk over and check out the vat. The air gets noticeably warmer the closer you get, like sunlight on your face. And there's a faint organic smell that's not unpleasant. The vat itself looks like something you'd find in engineering, but seems to be constructed entirely out of natural materials. Spongy-looking fungal growths, mineral deposits, and pulsating vine-like umbilicals. You could touch it, Sim says. It's not dangerous. You sit on the lip of the vat and run your fingertips across the surface of the glowing liquid. A slight electric charge prickles up your forearms, and you feel the frisson of a link to the array. Sim sits down beside you, now fully dressed. His fingers alight on the surface of the liquid as well, and you feel a slight presence at the edge of your mind, like a thought you can't reach. I'm glad we can talk freely now, he says. Is there anything you wish to know about me or the gardeners? Apparently this was definitely the right call to go exploring again. I live, though not by choice. I fully understand. It is what it is, and some days just be like that, just get on by day to day. But still, yes. Let's wiggle and get weird. Top level activity. Listen, I also flirted with lots of aliens in Mass Effect. I feel like the alien you choose in Mass Effect to flirt with says a lot about you as a person. Some might call it heresy. They might. But see, they just haven't met the right Xeno. They can always change their mind. Because it really depends how, I guess, human they look, or for the right people, how inhuman they look, or the way they look inhuman. All depends. Dying and being reborn, what's that like? Reborn isn't the right word, Sim answers. It's more like reopening a program after a system crash. Everything's still there, perfectly preserved, except for whatever I added since the last time I saved my work. Functionally, it feels more like teleportation. As for dying, Sim continues, well, I'm certain dying can be extremely painful. Depends on the death, I assume. He touches his chest. I have no memory of the death, though I have died many, many times. He says, in that we are the same. Oh, he knows. He knows. Tell me more about the gardeners. Compared to the gardeners, humanity is short-sighted. You're often unable to conceptualize present or future beyond your own lives or those of your direct descendants. Gardeners think on a much larger scale. I once spent 400 years as a mush tree, just to avoid talking to a gardener whose method I disagree with. Valid. Touch the butt is obviously Rex. Rex is a good, but was not the choice that I had. Listen, to each their own. That's the best part. Everyone gets to choose their favorite. Juvenile, I know, but when your memory spans tens of thousands of years, 400 years is trivial, and it has given me a true appreciation for all life, one that goes deeper than I can describe. It's a quad on him. Garrison Talley, not many choices are really freaky. Yeah, that's true. Like, most part, the feminine ones were very, very close to human, because that apparently seems to be how that goes. And that, like, those who are interested in the masculinity seem to be a lot more willing to experiment. I'm not really sure how I want to phrase this. They're a lot more open to opportunities. And those who are interested in the femininity seem to be like that. Now, the thing is, I don't even think that's completely true. I just think that's what the people who were publishing those games thinks is true. Thinks it's easier to market. At least the people doing marketing thought that was the case. Check out the Jack Space Lane. Yeah, true. There are options that are very interesting. I wish I could remember everyone's names, though. Yep. Either way, even making me more weird than usual. Oh, yes. Yes, actually. The weirder the better. Like strange plant person also would be very interesting. You know, you got so many options. So many options. Why do they always have to be human shaped? It thinks about me entirely through cultural osmosis. Can you expand on that thought? I'm actually curious what you mean. Mass Effect. That makes more sense. That makes way more sense. See, I thought we were gonna have really like a deep moment here where it's like, through a cultural osmosis, I learned so much about myself. But it was just me not seeing it as an acronym and just thinking you were capitalizing it for effect. Now I'm thinking though, right? Now I'm thinking, like, is it a thing? Like, is there some cultural osmosis things that have taught me things about myself? I mean, yes, living in Poland has definitely taught me a lot about myself just by learning a bunch of things through cultural osmosis that I didn't know were a thing or I was taking for granted, or things I didn't know was American exclusively and find out later. Like, so today, for example, I just found out how kids are taught to read these days, and how some places teach them to read differently in America versus other places. Like, apparently in the US, like, phonics is not really taught so much. Like, they're coming back to it, but like, apparently it's not like the way people are usually taught. They're taught like basically to guess words based kind of on the shape, but it doesn't work for anything multisyllable. And they're teaching kids to not read and just guess what words are. And I'll be honest, there's like a whole podcast about this. There's like a whole thing about this method, the cueing and whatever. And like I started to dig into it, and I was more horrified. More and more horrified. Yeah, exactly. Like, the phonics was dropped, and it is the reason why we have a lot of people who are we have a lot of like people now who are actually functionally illiterate, and a lot of them are of voting age now, which is an actual problem. But yeah, so it turns out it was also because of like marketing and these people who were just trying to sell books. So they like tried to convince so many people that this was the way to do it. It was like, it was pseudo route memorization. That's actually literally what it was. So basically the idea was that like they would be cued to like try to guess what the word was. Like, and it basically, like, you know, it had, the way they were selling it was like, you know, reading is hard, but like reading for pleasure is so amazing. What if you could just skip to the part where kids are just sitting down and reading for pleasure? Well, yeah, if they start just like guessing words that they think they read stuff and not actually trying to sound anything out in any way, shape, or form, then yeah, you can just skip right to that part, except for the fact that they're functionally illiterate. It's very bad. Especially because it's people were also comparing, it's like Duolingo, but for your native language. Like, you're just supposed to like kind of guess based on the context clues, sort of, what the word might be, as opposed to actually learning new words. And it's a problem because they don't have any way to functionally learn new words, because they won't even recognize that a word isn't a word that they already know. Like, teachers are very concerned about this. It's a whole thing. Reading's meaningless anyways. Just, oof. Someone got suspended from kindergarten. They were learning to read, pulled a fire alarm because they only read the pull part. To be fair, kindergartners, like, that's literally the beginning. And that, yeah, I mean, that sounds like something that would be believable, except for, okay, the whole thing's believable, but I feel like the kindergartner would not necessarily understand what they did. Like, that's a very small age to understand things. But, you know, yeah, exactly. So I'm surprised that suspension was the answer. Doesn't sound right. But it's true. It's a story of a story of a story. If I couldn't read out of the saucy Garrus fanfics. Ooh. Exactly. So at least it's something to, but seriously, like there's a whole, you know what, let me get you guys the name of that podcast. I'll probably also post it in the chat, but it's literally on my like to read list. Let me find it. Oh, maybe it's on, no, I think it's actually on my other browser or my other device. Let me check. Oh, while I'm looking that up, okay, is anybody else? Okay, I've decided for the first time in my life to pre-order a console. I know, crazy, right? No, actually crazy, like, but for real, the literally, yes, the Switch 2. Never before in my life have I pre-ordered a console. I always wait years and years and years after a console's out before I get it. And this is the first time where I'm like, I have to save up some money. I could actually make this happen. Having money, valid. But still, I've been saving for a good clip. It's something I'd wanted since, especially since the announcement. And I'm excited, but also like kind of terrified. I don't know why. I'm like scared for some reason that like I'm gonna get this console and be like, I'm gonna play all my normal Switch games on it. But will it play better? Maybe. But then again, GameCube games. GameCube games alone are gonna be huge for me. I love GameCube. Like, I feel like that's gonna be weirdly like a huge selling point for me. How do you deal with the he pronoun problem? He. I mean, that's just a problem with English in general. The answer making me about the pricing stuff. Yeah. I mean, that's fair. I don't blame you one bit, honestly. I do not blame anyone who goes the pirate route, especially these days, because prices get higher, wages don't. It's hard to catch up with that. Almost impossible, honestly. I really want to find this. Is it the way? Nope. This oh, it's okay. Let me type this in the chat. It's a podcast if you want to learn about this whole massive scandal with like why America is becoming illiterate. Their podcast. I'm gonna type podcast sold a story. You obviously don't have to listen to the entire thing. But at minimum, it's worth looking into if you're interested in, I guess, this sort of stuff. Consoles have not been worth it since the PS2. Debatable, because it depends on if you consider, like, you know, Game Boy, DS, and like DS a console. Like handhelds to me I love handhelds. I love handhelds so much, and it seems like handhelds are basically like the Switch is also the last of the handhelds as well. It's kind of a handheld still. So that's why I love the Switch. I really, really, really have adored it, honestly. It's been amazing for playing with friends. And it's basically like the last of the like couch co-op systems that are really out there. Like it's really hard to play couch co-op with, especially with a larger group of people, without something like the Switch. Even honestly, yeah. No, I mean, honestly, it could take a long time before you get a Switch 2. Like, for the most part, that's also kind of what I feel, is that, like, at the very beginning, it's definitely going to be, like, a novelty to have it early on, other than the fact that it also gives me the benefit of, like, more controllers and stuff right away, and the ability to, like, play certain games that I wasn't going to be able to otherwise, and those upgrades and stuff seem really cool. Maybe it'll be even better at emulating, which I'm also hoping for. And having a nicer TV now, I'm hoping that it'll also make stuff just normal Switch look better too. We'll see. I'll let you guys know for sure. But yes, DS, one of the best platforms ever made. Hard agree. Fine, emulatable during its lifetime. Yes, but not at the beginning. Not at the beginning. At the very beginning when the DS came out, it took a long time before emulation to come out for the DS. I do unfortunately remember that. So... yeah, No, this is the thing, like I miss local co-op, but like it's still actually, the Switch, it's alive and well. It is alive and well in the Switch. This is the reason why I continue to support specifically this console and Nintendo, because like, listen, if I can play Boomerang Fu with 6 people on the Switch, amazing. I can play Super Smash Brothers with 6 people on the Switch. I can play Mario Kart with 4 people on the Switch. I can play Mario Kart with 2 people on one Switch and 2 people on a Switch on the other side of the world. I can play Mario Party the same way. This is what sells me for it. It is not only the couch co-op, but the couch co-op combined with the online. And I really love that. Taken with brother-in-law. Yeah, exactly. I mean, you still can. That's still definitely a thing. No, like, yeah. But really, couch co-op is top tier stuff. Let's see. Also, I can do both. I can multitask. Okay. How many gardeners are there? Sim thinks for a few seconds. Hard to say, he answers. There are theoretically an infinite number of instances of the software that comprises a gardener. It's not uncommon for a particular instance such as myself to go dormant, possibly for thousands of years. He stretches out his fingers and looks at them, then at you. And many gardeners, such as the Overseer, find that they do not need to take physical form at all. There are only a handful like myself who do. How old are you? That question has many answers, Sim replies with a slight smile. This consciousness has ultimately been in existence for over 20,000 years since the creation of the gardeners. That means very little. I certainly don't have a 20,000 years experience as a bipedal anthropomorphic organic capable of speech. And this body, he says, gesturing to himself, why, it is only minutes old. Do you like being a gardener? Does the wind like being wind? Sim answers, I'm sorry to be cryptic after I told you I would not, but there really is no way to answer that question. I am what I was created to be, he continues. There is beauty in that, and a clarity of purpose that makes me feel fulfilled. I do not experience existential angst like a human does. What should we humans, do? If I knew the answer, I would tell you, Sim replies, placing his hand on top of yours. Pragmatically, I do agree with the other gardeners, he continues. If our purpose is to protect the biosphere of Vertumna and humanity poses a threat to that, then by the letter of our own design, humanity must be eradicated. However, he sighs and looks away. I love humanity. I think you are all an incredible species, and it would be a shame to destroy you. I feel like doing so would be a violation of the spirit of the Convergent Domain's last decree. And perhaps, he murmurs, redeeming you will be the greatest act of love we could perform in the name of our imperfect creators. Thanks, that's enough. Please know you can come to me at any time, and I'll do my best to answer. Great to know. Don't want to give Namco money. Yeah, that's also fair. Oh, valid. I mean, fair. Game companies certainly have been, I don't know. I feel like it's a combination of we all expect more and more and more forever from game companies, and so do their publishers, and so do their stockholders, and so do their... Everyone just keeps expecting more and more and more and faster and everything, and it's like, That's one of the reasons I really like indie games, is those expectations are much lower, and people can kind of still do the things they want to do. Expect less from game companies. That's kind of valid. I mean, I try personally, but yeah, I don't need it. I know, like, I personally prefer, like, smaller budget games with just, like, heart and love and shenanigans poured into it. Like, that's why I'm here playing I Was a Teenage Exocolonist. Local stuff's been something not done in a long time. I always had a long distance between each other. Yeah, no, I mean, I have a distance between me and my family as well, but even then, I still have a way to connect with them, and they can still play together in person. I can be on Discord and try to make it as much of that as possible. And when I have people over or have like a get together or friends, whatever, I much prefer to have these local co-op things. And there are things like Crawl, which is an amazing indie game, which feels like so much like an arcade game, but also so much more. It's absolutely incredible. Love Crawl. Highly, highly recommend for some local co-op shenanigans. Oh, Borderlands. More than twice the budget of Borderlands 3. Why is that a selling point? Like, the more money you pour into something, that doesn't mean it's gonna get better. Honestly, I'd be more impressed if you poured more time into it. Like, playing less and less AAA. Yeah. No, indie games are incredible, truly. Oh, please touch me anywhere. What? Hold on. However, I must apologize for something, Sim says. I simply must. May I touch you? Your questioning look, Sim blushes and turns his head away. This body is new, and all of its senses are heightened. I confess I find myself unable to stop myself from wondering what it'd be like to touch another while I am vulnerable to sensation like this. Let's do it. Sim looks delighted as he reaches out and pets your hair, running his fingers through the fine strands. Marvelous. Truly a texture I have not been able to replicate in my own bodies. He runs his thumb over your eyebrows, then to your cheekbone. His fingers dance down the bridge of your nose, then lightly into the dip of your philtrum across your lips to pause on your chin. Sim's gaze drops to your mouth as his own lips part with an unspoken question. Oh. Oh. The romantic philtrum, right? I feel like, I mean, it's fitting for alien romance to use words like this, though. But I can't because I'm dating someone. Weirdly, I thought, like, it would have stopped me earlier, or, like, for some reason, I thought that maybe, this would be cool with it, because, like, this has also definitely got the hots for Sim. Do not like this Sim fellow. He is an interesting fellow, that is for sure. More money, more of a likelihood to either take longer, yep, filler, fluffing up with a lot of blend, yep, it is very, very possible. Boy, howdy do I really do hope Borderlands 4 turns out well, because I'll be honest, I love me some Borderlands 1 and 2. I didn't really play 3, like, at all, I think. Yeah, I don't think I played it. And I don't know, is it gonna have the charm of the first two? Especially 2. 2 is incredible, but, I have opinions on Borderlands 2. Oh, dish, spill. Antibiotic Factory has been a solid indie in my experience. Sucking an alien chicken nugget into a vacuum, using it as improvised weaponry against a local squid dog is a fantastic experience. That's fun. Sim's eyes narrows with thought, yes, that is a concern for certain humans, isn't it? I was not aware you felt the same. My apologies. He stands and takes a deep breath. I would like to go outside, he announces. Have you ever swam in the lake nearby? It's incredible, especially when my senses are heightened. I love the feel of the sun and water on my skin. He smiles down at you. You are welcome to join if you like. Yes? Is this not a thing I can do? We just stopped. I brought you something. Thing. How much does Sim like me? I mean, I think it's a lot. Oh yeah, it's already 100%. Sim likes me all the way. Give me the good goods. Sim. Borderlands 3 is the best game in the series for builds and actual gunplay. It's incredibly well animated, item variety build up, and a joy to move around in. It's written by the most unlikable writing crew I've ever had the displeasure of seeing the output of. Whoo, that's spicy. Spicy, I like it. I like it. And you know what? Definitely I haven't played it. And I still would say that, like, that's really difficult. Like, how do you fully, completely judge something like that in that case? Like, how... yeah, like, how? Because you end up... I have no idea who wrote it. Because, like... The narrative, because like the thing is, a lot of people do play games like that just for the gameplay, but for me, part of what made Borderlands good was the fact that like the story was interesting, the world building was really interesting, but I did spend a lot of time running around and not reading or listening to anything and just, you know, slapping things with with my chainsaw. Like I did a lot of that. That was great. This too was written with authorial voice. The main writer had a very particular sense of humor and his cringe voice comes out clearly. Yeah. Finding a team trying to emulate the guy. Ah, yeah. That is actually, unfortunately, also a thing, is that sometimes when it comes to things like writing, it's like the more people you have involved with something like that, the less of a voice it actually has. Like if you make something by committee, the more people involved in that committee, the less decisions are made, the more decisions are made to kind of like be the average of things. And so you don't really go a strong direction anyway. So I found that to be the case. Skill on challenge win. Such neighbors to this valley. None of this works, which is super funny. I mean, all I have to do is just this. Just do all these shenanigans here and win. Wild, wild, wild. Super goal. What? I could have done better? Crazy. Made any vintage story. Somewhat familiar. Have a lot of Minecraft feel. The crafting's a lot more in depth. Get a nap flint to make shoddy blades, restarting knife, mold clay to a pot, smith a proper sword. So like, that sounds kind of interesting. It's like being the Fallout series. It's lost the original tone and focused on the perpetual retro futurism. The humor is felt hollow. A Xeroxed clone. I've actually never played like Fallout 1 and 2. It's on my list actually because I know that that's like it's really, really story focused at that point, and that like the vibe is different. I played a good chunk of New Vegas, loved it. Played a good chunk of 3, also loved it a lot. But 1 and 2 have still remained on my list of things to play. But yeah, like it does feel like the more mainstream games have gotten, the more bigger budgets and all this stuff and expectations of like, you know, the profit they're going to get from it is you get just less strong voices. But at the same time, because gaming has become more and more and more popular, you also have more and more and more indie games which do that thing. So I feel like it's still for the best. It's just hard to see the biggest, most like representations of a hobby be these things that feel like they don't really have like a big voice. Or for Elder Scrolls. I still love Skyrim. I loved Morrowind. And I actually didn't play Oblivion. I basically skipped it because I got Morrowind when Oblivion had already been a thing for a long time. And this is back when I did not have any money or ability to get myself things. So I just kind of waited until Skyrim, and I was super excited for Skyrim. And then I loved it, of course. Get watered down for mass appeal, but I think it's like, it is that, but it's also just because of all the voices that go into it. Big bloat. Yeah, big profits, big costs. Yeah, more, bigger, better. Like this constant growth. It's sad because like making bigger and crazier things isn't always better. It's a lot of times worse. So, but how do you tell people that when people also keep like when the same people, like you have so many people who will literally buy Borderlands because it says Borderlands on it. There are people who will do this. And I'm not shaming these people. Like, you like what you like. It's completely fine. But there are so many people who will do this that and for these big names and for these big stuff, like I will see people who, and like it's kind of, and one of mine is like, I have one like that too. Mine is Pokemon. If it's a Pokemon core game, I will buy it. Pretty much guaranteed. The reason for this is because I'm more than happy to just play the same game again, but different, which is what Pokemon is and always will be. It's comforting. It's like a security blanket of sorts. So I understand why some people want the same experience again. And they just kind of want more of the same. But I feel like that's what all marketing and stuff is focused on. That's where like all the money goes, is to these things that are just more of the same. We're selling more and more security blankets because it's easier. You don't have to convince people to buy this game. You just have to let them know that a new Borderlands is coming out. It's not a new shooter. It's not a new shooter to play with your friends. It's a new Borderlands. So you just need to let them know about it. Actually, I was reading a thing the other day how that's happened with movies as well, where like for movies, the marketing strategy for movies went from trying to convince people to watch a film because trying to convince people a film was going to be good to just letting people know that a new X film was out. It was easier. You were going to get more consistent results from it, and there's nothing business loves more than consistency. If you can say, okay, well, the last 4 Star Wars movies had got this much money. If we make another Star Wars movie, we can expect around this much money. If you make a new movie called Splungo Goes to the Circus, I know, terrible, just literally the worst name I could think of, I guess, just came out of my mouth. You have this, no one knows who Splungo is. So like, we have no idea how much it's gonna sell, how much budget do you have for something like this? It's just an idea from like some guy, right? But like Star Wars is Star Wars. We know what Star Wars is gonna sell, except it slowly doesn't. Like, but they see that too. They've seen it with Marvel, they see it with this stuff. Like, I don't watch the Marvel movies anymore, which is sad. I was watching so many of them, not all of them, but so many of them up until Endgame. And Endgame was a masterpiece. It really was. And just since then, I watched some and it's been fun, but it's been fun. Like, I'm not excited about a new Marvel. And that's tough. That is tough, honestly. Skyrim was released 7 times. True. Nords are portrayed differently. Yep. I mean, I'm still really hoping that the next Elder Scrolls will really focus on those cat people, because it's what I want so bad still. I guess there's a part of me that still has hope we'll get something new, something interesting, something new but the same, but also, I don't know. Post-adventure, yeah. Oh yeah, no. There have already been some actors who have sold some of their likeness, some of their likeness to to be replicated by AI, and as soon as they found out what that actually meant, they regretted it. Because they're like, wait, actually that is no, it's not gonna go good. Consistent results, yep. Same successful actor doing the same things. It's very incestual. Like, the entertainment industry is very incestual. It's very much that it's like, you have these same things and we're just going to do these same things again, and we're just going to mash these same things and these same actors together. McDonald'sation, yes, of media. We have the fast food, yeah. Where is it elsewhere? True. But Elder Scrolls Online, it's different. Yes, incest of ideation. Ooh. Yes. Thank you. That is a great term. Perfect. Gosh, that is so frustrating too. It really is, honestly, but the thing is, I also am guilty of a similar thing where, like, when new stuff comes out, I don't necessarily instantly, like, go to try it, unless we're talking about, like, games. There's a lot, like, but I only have so much budget for games. I only have so much time for games. But I love the indies. I do. And it helps. But when it comes to films, like, I'm interested in watching some indie films, but the problem is I'm so, like, I don't know, I'm like kind of desensitized to like to a lot of the marketing stuff. Like, some of it I'll see and I'll be like, yeah, let's do it. That sounds interesting and weird and I don't know what's going on. Oh, speaking of weird movies that I was not surprised, I was surprised about in theaters. Okay, again, we live by the no spoilers rule, but have any of y'all seen Sinners? Because my brain was in all sorts of shambles after that movie. It was a good movie, but I was also extremely confused. But it was also really good, and I would have to recommend it to, I guess, like, everyone? Because it's just, it is, that movie is an experience. That movie is a full-on experience. You gotta see it. It's, let me tell you, that is some of the best characterization I have ever seen in a movie, ever, bar none. But also is really weird, which it has some ups and downs. Don't watch movies that hate all media. See, but hate is the other side of the coin of love. Because if you really hate it, like if you really felt nothing about it, you would just feel neutral. You'd just be like, whatever. The fact that you feel angry about what's happened to media tells me that there is still a love for it in your heart somewhere. You've been hurt, I know. Me too. And yet, somewhere in there, you have the ability to still love the media. But seriously, you could definitely, like, it could be it. You should definitely see Sinners. You're gonna have a feeling of like, you're gonna have so many mixed opinions about Sinners. But if you're gonna go in knowing it's gonna be weird and mixed, but like also there will be some parts of it that will be incredible, and you can take the parts that are good and say, wait, they can do stuff like this. Wait, this was in theaters? This thing? Then there's still, you can see that there's still room for innovation. There's still room for new things. I've seen this Monster Hunter, don't take the egg. You know, that's fair. I probably should. I'm gonna take it. You put one foot up on the pedestal to brace yourself. This thing is huge. So you do. Pedestal starts moving and starts growling. Its flowering appendages unfurl to reveal the face of a manticore. Keep the egg and run. I think I can actually do it. Or maybe I need to fight the manticore for the egg. Hold on. I'm not sure, because I think I've done the keep the egg and run before. The goal of Dada is confused and upset. Yes. It's saying to be mad about the state of art, to mad about a piece of art. You're right, actually. Those are completely separate feelings. You're 100% right. I'm gonna try fighting it. I just want to see how I can keep egg. I will fight the manticore. It is not that hard. Good man, this thing is participant. I mean, yeah, that's normal. I took an egg. It's not its fault. I'd be mad too. Meeting the overseer. 12. Oh, I don't have any gem on cards. Okay, all right. This is honestly fine, probably. I mean, I could do better. We've been challenged by my brother to the actual repeater. Oh, have fun, enjoy, go play, go win. It's probably directed to the art world of time. Yes. I mean, Dada, yes. Dadaism is weird, but I will say Duchamp, honestly, okay, I was never a fan of the urinal. Like, it's hard to be a fan of the, haha, he submitted a urinal and it changed art as a whole. And I'm like, I still have opinions about this in general, but you're supposed to. And that's why it's like, oh, it's so complicated because, like, you're supposed to have opinions about it. It's supposed to be like this, etc., etc. But, like, But But also, it's like, I don't know. I feel like it could just be better. Super cool. And the thing I found out about the urinal, though, is that, like, weirdly enough, Duchamp was also like a troll, a massive troll. It's not actually a urinal. It's completely unfunctional as a urinal. It's meant to look like a urinal. He didn't just take a pre-made cutout. He made a mold of a kind of urinal thing. Like he kind of did it. And then every single one he submitted, though, is unique. Every single urinal of Duchamp is completely different. There's some differences in the holes, etc., which is just like he's not just taking a mold and just remaking it over and over. He's just like, he's messing with you. Makes you mad about being arts makes it successful. Yeah, but like at the same time, if like, oh, if it makes you mad, that means it's doing it right. I'm like, man, I can make people mad by like hitting them. Does that mean that like I'm successfully doing dada to their face with my fist? Like that's, I know, but like, I have opinions about this. I feel like you can't necessarily just claim like, oh, well, I claim that my art is art if it makes people question that it's art. Well, congratulations, you can literally do anything then and then claim it's successful. But is that really success? What does success even mean? Like, if it's successful for you, good. But like, trolls on the internet are happy when people like get mad at them and call that like this performance art. And I have opinions about performance art. Like, I think I'm okay with calling anything and everything art. I don't care. It's fine. Anything can be art. If you want to do something for art, call it art. Does it make it good art? No. No, it doesn't. And that is my very strong opinion. That is my very strong opinion. And that I'm going to stick to it. It's like, it is an art, but it does not have to be good. And I will very often say that it is not good. It's absolutely not good. A lot of not good art out there. That's okay. That is 100% okay. Yeah, Banksy made people made for the message. Yep, medium spreads. Yes. This is cool. Like, this is the thing. There's a lot of really cool stuff out there, but I'll be honest, most of the art that I like is art that makes me feel like, if it's like a film or whatever, cool. Make me feel weird and confused. I'm super okay with being weird and confused from a film. From like, you're gonna paint the side of a building, you can make me think, you can make me feel a little sad, a little nostalgic, you can make me feel happy, but if you make me feel confused or upset about a thing that I see on the side of the building like every day, like, that's the problem. Is like, I can't opt into that feeling. Like, when art is somewhere public, you're no longer being given the chance to opt in to how you feel about it. A film, a movie, you get to opt in, you have the experience, and you put it down, and you're done. If it is something on the side of a building, if it is something in a gallery, okay, sure, you went to a gallery, but still, you're gonna have opinions and feelings about it. That's okay, you're supposed to have feelings in an art gallery. But not all art should be everywhere in public. Also, pretentious wankery, yes. There is also the fact that like art has been used for thousands of years as a way for rich people to basically money launder, etc., since ages. That's a whole thing. And like, art was also often gatekept by the rich for an extremely long time because they were the only ones who could afford to hire an artist and the only ones who could afford to actually get the supplies, etc., to have art, because being an artist in and of itself has always been a very risky endeavor in terms of a career. Because like, man, even in the caveman times, like, you can't just be the guy who stays at home and paints things, because like, someone's got to feed you if you do that. Let's hang along. Go. Have a good time. If you're back later, you're back, and we can talk about art more. If not, then it's all good, and there's always next week. But I am actually curious. I'm gonna look up Robbie Williams. I'm gonna have that later, and I'm gonna be mad. And I'm, for some reason, opting in to being mad later. But then again, that is also the podcast I sent you guys about, sold a story about Americans all being illiterate. That's also, you're going to be opting into being upset. But it's also something that's worth being informed about if you can do literally anything about it, tell other people about it, keep other people in the know that, like, you know, we need to take these people down, take this system down. I mean, can't trust the system. Down with the system. Was it Robbie Williams art? Look at that later. It's going to be very upsetting. Nothing the wedding crashes. Rich family, the painter, yeah. For the next, yeah, cats be like, for my next artistic piece, I will puke on your freshly cleaned bed sheets. I mean, I've actually never had a cat that did that. I have only had 2 cats in my life so far, but the cats that I had, actually, when they were feeling sick, they would be sick next to the litter box. Like on the mat, usually. Now, was it a little hard to clean the mat? Yes, but usually that's where they would put it. And I was like, well, that's very nice of you. Very kind, honestly. Like, if they ever had any kind of accident, it would be right next to the litter box. And I'm like, it's understandable, at least. It's at least near the poop zone. Like, very cleanable. But maybe I just had some really, really good cats. They never peed where they weren't supposed to. Never pooped where they weren't supposed to. Never puked where it was the active problem. Jump up and down and be sick on the floor. Oh, poor thing. Snake sneaking up with the cat. Well, then in that case, it makes sense. If it sneaks up on the cat, then in the end, it's really just a case of like, ooh, fresh bed sheets. Aren't you instantly wanting to lie on fresh bed sheets? I want to lie. Like, as soon as I make a fresh bed, I also want to lie down on it. It's the most tempting thing in the universe. Of course, it's tempting to a cat. And then surprise, time to puke. Oh, did it. Good. Shouldn't like the residual heat that too. If it came out of the dryer, sure. But other than that, it's also just because like it's different. It smells different. And they have to like put their smell on it now. Also. You're equipped with only your utility plas cutter, but the manticore is hesitant to really attack you for fear of harm its egg. It's clearly furious with you, but you keep the egg between you and the manticore, and eventually, out of sheer dedication, you manage to injure the creature enough it decides to give up on its egg. It sinks back in the fog, grumbling mournfully. The egg's pretty addled from the fight. Yep, it was gonna hatch before, it certainly won't now. You get a shit ton of kudos for it, though, and it's super tasty. Let me try something. Save for egg. Eggu. But if I load, can I just leave it alone and there's a chance for it to hatch later? Towel warmers, a product like that. Well, I mean, there's always just a heated blanket. Oh, nope, there was the take it option. Throw the egg and run. Nope. Oh, God. Toss the egg. Lol. Electric blankets are pretty solid, honestly, and I highly recommend it. I have owned one once, and it was absolutely delightful. It was phenomenal, but also a hot water bottle is very good. I've had cats mark bed sheets before. That can happen if they're not feeling good with their... Okay, so leaving it does nothing either. There's no point in egg. I just want a pet. Just want more pets. It's so wrong. The paths are narrow here and constantly need repair. Oh, the jelly arches. Oh, I have a better plan. Use biology. I actually feel like this is just going to give me biology points, so nah. Yeah, I've luckily never had a cat mark anything because they've luckily usually felt really secure in their territory. Oh, okay, there's a manticore here doing manticore stuff. We'll come back to you in a moment there, but... Or we'll just, you know, oof it. You come across a terrible scene. A manticore has cornered a little hopeye and playing with it and batting it around and catching it over and over. The hopeye is screeching in terror. It's a horrible thing to watch. Try to break up the fight. Works for me. cards. Why not? You can have the highest value. Well, it's just so crazy. What was on the Manticore side before this? Yeah, Manticores are animals doing animal things, but... yeah, that's pretty spicy. Just kind of put cards in any order because of this. Pretty solid. It could have been better, somehow. Yeah, they're animals being animals. You quickly climb up into a tree first. Manticores can't climb trees. You're pretty sure you remember hearing that. You'll try to scare the attacker away by hooting and throwing rocks. You put on your scary face and try to frighten it away. The Manticore is so annoyed by your throwing rocks and making a ruckus that it turns its attention to you. It roars in anger. Shivers of fear run up your spine. That's definitely a better scary face than yours. The Hopeye, who'd been playing dead, suddenly leaps to its feet and bounds off into the jungle. It leaps to its foot. The Manticore is now very angry with you. It rears up and digs its claws into your tree. You hold on for dear life as the tree shakes. It roars and rustles its mane at you, pacing back and forth under the tree. And it sniffs around where the Hopeye had been, grunts one last time in frustration, and wanders off into the jungle. You stay in the tree for another full hour before you dare to come down. Scary, but you save that little Hopeye's life. Keep exploring. Keep freaky. And a spider squid and a bear. Yeah, it's freaky. We know. Sing to it. Ooh. A larger freaky. I don't really have anything to do with the kudos anymore. Highest value. Oh, it has to be the highest value. Okay. Oh. Double the next card. Tammy's cards are the best. Tammy's cards are like literally the best. I don't want to... Flushes. I'll use wild. Seems fine. I could do better. Well, it is what it is. -3 kudos. Oh no. Couch to your mom's friend. Little puffball kitten, Susu, who would hop onto me while I was trying to sleep and try to stealthily lick my nostrils. The freak cats are weird. I love them. I love them so much. Little silly goobers. One of my cats really like to smell mouths. Just really curious what you've been eating, etc. But like people be like, oh, you want a kiss? And she'd be like, I'm literally just trying to get a whiff. But all right. She was okay with it. She was always okay with it. Oh, God, I miss her so much. Well, one day I'll get cats again. It's gonna be a while, but still, one day. Strange approach you've seen it work in vid. Sometimes music can soothe the savage beast. You sing a lullaby and the great beast looks at you with curiosity. Eventually its eyes drift closed and it settles down, tucking its many legs underneath it. Must have been very tired to begin with it, like a toddler who skipped their nap. Why would I kill it? You leave the creature and move on. Empathy. Just gonna grab all the stuff I can, and then that's it. Leave this area. So love to lick nostrils. She'll have to be held and makes it closer to your nose. What a weirdo. Literally just like touch the thing and it's just like minus stress. I'm like, why? Did you want to click past it, not on it? It probably would have been faster to touch the other one, but whatever, it is what it is. Oh, I think I'm going that way accidentally. Oh, okay, yeah, perfect. Go home. Love little weirdo cats, though, for realsies. Rex has called a meeting to all interested partiers. His words to join him for the unveiling of his bar. He's amassed a huge crowd by this point. Everyone's heard about his mission. Nomi's here, of course, bopping around like they're about to explode with pride. Ladies, gents, and those who defy classification, Rex begins winking at Nomi. The time has come for this colony to have what it really needs, a place to party. With that, Rex flips on the house lights. The crowd gasps and blinks in awe. There's so much to see. It's an ambitious build. There's a stage and a dance floor for live music. There's a bunch of low tables and some cute little booths with red cushions. And of course, there's a bar fully stocked with various liquors. Rex must have been able to coax out of someone's hobby still. Rex drinks in everyone's reactions, beaming with pride. Well, don't just stand there. Let's get at her. Get up and sing on stage. Pour your friends a drink. Quietly admire Rex's handiwork. During the day, this place will be a quiet cafe where people can gather with friends or sit or study. At night, Mars is going to lead karaoke nights, and Nomi will make sure the dance floor is always jumping. And I'll just be happy everyone has a good time here, Rex tells you. It's great to find a place purpose-built for having fun. Thanks, Alana, for all your help. Yes, I did give so much wood. It's Tammy's birthday. Tammy, you precious, precious angel. You have a present. A birthday cake, you remembered! Yes. I always remember. You're walking through the courtyard looking for Rex when something moves quickly to the corner of your vision. Duck. You skillfully dodge the frisbee that'd been heading straight for your head. The disc clatters harmlessly to the ground a few meters from you. Rex jogs over, picks up the frisbee. Hey, Solana. Sorry about that. Playing catch with Nugget, and well, elbows you on the side. She's got a hell of an arm on her. Guess she used to be big in a sports ball. Good thing I'm so high energy, right? I've been helping Tammy take care of the kids, Rex continues, spinning the frisbee on his fingertip. She told me you all to raise children together before the crash was destroyed. I would have liked to see that. You're so lucky, he whines. Growing up in a crash with a bunch of other kids sounds like so much fun. Just playing together all the time, like, that's my dream. Hey, you hear Nugget yelling. Throw the frisbee. She pouts as she runs up to Rex. Stop talking to your girlfriend. Girlfriend, Rex exclaims and mocks the friend. What I do with Solana is none of your business, Squirt. Rex grabs Nugget around her middle and zooms her around like a spaceship. Nugget screams in delight, kicking and flailing until Rex sets her back down her feet. Now it's your turn to run, Rex instructs. Go on, get. Nugget takes off, yelling at the top of her little lungs. And kids, am I right? Rex says, standing with arms akimbo. They're great, though. I'm so glad there's so many of them here. There's always someone to play with. Not just kids, but babies. Real planet-grown babies, he continues excitedly. Tammy's kiddo is so cute. I'm Tammy's #1 babysitter, and Ignatia is #1 uncle. How about you? Rex asked. Do you want kids someday? Again, we are 18. Do we have opinions on that yet? Don't know. Not sure. Yeah, that's fair, Rex says smoothly. You shouldn't have any if you're not sure, right? But at least in the colony, you know they're going to have a pretty good life. How about you? Oh, yeah, obviously, yes, Rex answers immediately. I want like 1 billion kids. Every kid in the colony can be my kid, absolutely. I don't even have to be their dad, just like, you know, who cares about genetics or whatever. He looks over Nougat, who's waving her arms agitatedly, waiting for Rex to throw the frisbee. Rex does, and boy, does it go far. Nougat takes off, running again as it soars overhead. I just want there to be kids everywhere, Rex finishes his thoughts. Lots of kids around means that the community is healthy and everyone's at peace and people are optimistic about the future. That's true. Plus, kids are just so great, Rex adds. I love making silly faces at babies, crawling around on all fours with toddlers, and wrestling with bigger kids and helping them with school and stuff. It's fun. Rex scratches the back of his head. On the Helio, we were kind of expected to stop playing so much when we started the education program. He says, any playing we did was supposed to be like sports and endurance and real future soldier kind of shit. Sometimes I wish I could get a do-over on it, Rex says. Like if I go back to before everyone cared about their big guns and their big dicks. He makes a wanking motion. Kids don't care about that kind of stuff, he continues. They're just innocent, pure of heart, you know? They don't have all of these gestures around Lita's own head. Thoughts, I guess? At this moment, the frisbee reasserts itself as an equal participant in the conversation. Rex's attention goes to it immediately, his ears perking up as he leaps up and catches it before he can menace you again. Haha, he laughs, his thoughtful mood broken. That was close. I'm gonna go back to playing with Nougat before she hurts someone. Nice talking to you, Solana. Good talk. Can I give you... No, I could just do more hug. Hey, Mars. I can't give you anything either. Are you ready to take a gift? No. Da, 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 da. Let's see. Da, 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 da. Well, alright then. I guess we're still going back to explore. Let's pick another place to explore. Just sort of go from there. All cats are weird in some way. True. My brother's cat, Bingus, great name, likes to lick dust off the floor. One of the older cats we had, Turtle, who enjoyed being brushed so much she'd get into a smearing mood afterwards. What is a smearing mood? Okay, let's survey the plains. See if there's anything good there. Oh, smears her face all over you for the next 5 minutes. Oh, that's so precious. That's what you mean by smearing. Okay, got it. Seriously, super cute. Old cat used to love French toast. Like it would ravenously attack it if we didn't watch for him. That's also amazing. I love that. Let's see. One of my cats also, Pixel, really loved tortilla chips. We did not let her have them very often, but sometimes we'd let her have just one, right? And just the crunchy sound she would make when eating that chip, I'm like, you sound like a human eating a tortilla. It's like crunch, crunch, crunch. She just loved the sensation of crunch. Good stuff. It's not a sneaky cat being a 19-pound. Oh, that's a big kitty. That is a very big kitty. Okay, Nomi Nomi. You meet Nomi Nomi and Dis at the edge of a large lavender-hued lake. Hey Solana, Nomi greets you. We're mapping the edge of this lake and taking water samples. Utopia gave us these cool drones to play us. Wanna join? Dis checks his holopalm map. It'll be faster if we split up. You go clockwise, I'll go counterclockwise. When we meet on the other side, we'll be done. Okay, I'll go with Nomi. Nomi springs to your side. Team clockwise is blasting off again. See you on the other side, Diz. He waves, perfectly happy to head out alone. You take turns flying the drone around as you walk. It's a sophisticated tool about the size of a golf ball, automatically cataloging flora and sampling the air and water for mineral content. On Nomi's turn at the controls, they accidentally careen the thing away from the lake. It's snapped out of the air by a large, angry, furry gecko kind of thing with a very long tongue. Reels the drone in and sits on it protectively. As you try to approach it, lashes the tongue out and slashes you with it. Ouch, sharper than it looks. Animals. Caught him wild. Feral kitten tore me up. Ooh, he Stockholmed him into loving you. Aww. That's the thing though, you kind of build trust by not reacting to all that. So I got it. Totally get it. Touchdown. Let's see. Yeah, we'll be fine. Look at this Nomi Nomi. I love this art so much. but still. Got +1 from Super Goal. Super Goal is fine. This really old cat of ours, Griffin, who hated being on the floor, should be perched up on shelves and whatnot constantly. Literally only exception when I was sleeping, she'd curl around my legs then. Oh. But yeah, some cats really like to be high up. Like, it's super important to them to be just the tallest, highest cat possible. I think it's adorable. I think everything cats do is adorable, though, to be fair. Okay, almost, but pretty much. The creature is attracted to movement, so you hatch a plan where you use Nomi as bait. You give them an antler palm to frond to wave around and use as a shield, but you sneak around behind the creature. Once distracted by Nomi, you leap out of the bushes and snatch back the survey drone. Success. Nomi gets batted around a little by the territorial beast, but you both run away and regroup at the shoreline again. Phew! They exclaim. Great plan, friendo. Finally make it to the other side, meet up with this, and finish taking readings off the far side of the lake. Nomi suggests you break for lunch and you enjoy a picnic together, the only 3 humans around for kilometers. Okay, yeah, that's all that's down here. Griffin is a great name for a cat, also. Kit, because I wanted a ferret. Ah, yes. Kit became his nickname as natural as well. Yeah, that's also a good name. These are some great names for cats. Like, I love the kind of names people give to animals, honestly. There's, like, so much love put behind it. I feel like human names are more likely to be less so. They're certainly less creative, and they're supposed to be. I know some people do give their children very creative names, but that ends up being cruel because, like, part of being human is that you kind of also gotta fit into society. So, like, you know, if you got a super weird name, it's gonna be a bit of a struggle, unfortunately. But I always found that to be kind of disappointing, at least in, I'm sure it's not the case. No, I know it's not the case with all cultures. I know there are definitely some cultures that still give their children just like absolutely creative names. Praise for animal names. This is bad naming sense other languages. That's, I mean, still. That's the thing. It depends on the language, depends on where you are. But I think that people can be real creative with pet names. Like, I also very much enjoy naming characters in games and stuff. I feel like that's where all the silliness and creativity comes out. Sometimes you get stuck, though, and you're like, oh, I can't think of anything good, and so you have to think of something that's, like, still acceptable, but then just, like, ridiculous and silly. You know, or you end up with, like, XX420 Sephiroth Fire Lord XX. Gosh. I remember when people used to name things like that. Now it's just funny. Now every time you see a name like that, it's still very funny because it's just purely ironic at this point, but still. You find Nomi crouching in the bushes, watching a majestic balneal bathing in a nearby pond. They wave you over and pull you down and crouch beside them. In a carpeted bathroom. Oh no, no. That is horrifying. Please no carpeted bathroom. Do you think I can ride it? They asked, gesturing to the balneal. They're so slow and gentle. I don't think it'll mind. Look at his cute little face. You watch the balneal open its cute little face and suck down a huge mouthful of mud and water. I'll help. All right. They cheer, standing up the bush. Wait, now? You didn't even make a... No, there they go. Nomi has a lasso ready and everything. Before you know it, they've got it around the balneal's neck. They're halfway up the thing's slimy flank. Keep the balneal calm. Balneal's startled, but you're distracted by coming out of the bushes and splashing around the lake. It regards you with curiosity. It's a gentle giant and doesn't want to hurt any of the pond's smaller denizens, apparently, including yourself. Nomi scuttles up the rest of the way and whoops with joy when they're at the top. Balneal seems irritated, but after a while it settles back into the muck and goes back to eating. A huge plume of spray erupts from their blowhole, misting all over Nomi. Nomi stands up and does some superhero pose on its back, a huge grin on their face. You snap a few shots with your holopalm to share on the holonet later. After a while, Nomi slides down the balneal's back and gives you a big thanks, friendo, they exclaim. They review the photos. Oh, wow, those are going to be great reference photos, they say, clearly thinking about their next great masterpiece. They wander away, head stuck in their holopalm, paying so little attention to their surroundings, you're almost tempted to follow, make sure they don't blunder into trouble. Maybe they should stick to drawing monsters. There's no way they could have done that without you there to help. Go home. So, yeah, somehow the cat is stealthily getting the cat food without anyone noticing. Wow. I mean, Vesper sounds like a super winner. 10 out of 10 cat. Hey, let's get out of here. Head out the gates. You and Dis check your gear to set off on a deep wilderness hike, Dis in the lead. After a few hours, he's led you both on a grueling switchback up the side of a cliff, and as you pull yourself over the ledge, you curse his name. Dis, who is somehow still standing as hale and hearty as ever, just laughs. Come on, he says, you groan. Just a little farther, the view's worth it. You stagger to your feet and loop your arms around him, letting him support you as you take in the view, which is, as promised, awesome, in the sense that it fills you with genuine awe. A nearby waterfall begins a descent down the steep cliff, pooling at the bottom an azure lake that glimmers in the second sunrise. From here, the colony is an insignificant smudge of dirt on the horizon. Dis takes a breath and releases it. I wish more people could see the colony like this, he says, holding you close. I think they'd finally realize how small and powerless we are compared to this planet. Nice. Let me give you a gift. Alien thing. Actually, I don't need to keep giving him gifts. He's already had 100%. You still want wood? I mean, I think a dog likes more than a stick. I guess so. Okay. Maybe we should get involved in politics. I say knowing I'm gonna regret that. Where you'd normally find Rex and Nomi playing together, you find only Rex. You ask where Nomi is, he shrugs. Sorry, don't know. They mentioned they were kinda under the weather. They're probably leveling their Legends of Avamar character. You could try messaging them on the holopalm. Think Rex and go to your room. You get comfortable in your bed and load up Nomi's private Legends of Avamar server. Back on Earth, there would have been thousands of people playing this game, but now it's just a few brave nerds. Just as Rex said, Nomi's logged into one of their characters. They send you a message. Hey, sorry if you're looking for me. I feel super crummy, so I'm going to spend some time in Avamar. I'm leveling an alt right now. If you make a new Kara, I can help you with the first group quests. What kind of character do you want to play? A wizard. You log in the game with your new character after spending a few minutes having a minor existential crisis over their name. Hey, it's me. You eventually give up and name him after yourself. Nomi is waiting for you with her new character, Mydreus, an elven archer with long red hair. They jump a few times in your general direction. Your character is so cute, hee hee. Oh, thanks, yours too. You think so? Thank you. Oh, that's some cool art, actually. I dig it. They're a weird set of cats. Leo and Wolfgang, nicknamed Squeeze Cat and Aqua Kitty due to how their meows sounded. Leo sounded like he squeezed himself to meow, and Wolfgang always sounded underwater. Oh god, I love cats with weird meows. I love cats with absolutely shenanigans meows. No, the art in this game is honestly very, very good. Do a few first quests with Nomi. Their character is a little more powerful than yours, so there's a lot of time to chat. Nomi keeps up a running banter about their adventures, typing as if they're speaking for their character. Fear my bow, meddlesome creatures, the forest will not miss your presence. Hard not to notice how much more serious and well-spoken Nomi seems when they're writing in character instead of speaking. You didn't know they had a minimum. Do you play along? Duh. You type back, arcane powers, seal thine fates. Nomi sends you a string of hearts. You play for a little bit and you have to stop to sell your loot at the vendor, marveling at the accessories you'll be able to buy when you have more gold. Nomi opens a trade window with you and plunks a necklace into it. It's one of the expensive ones at a huge increase in stats. Galactic. Think it would look good on you. Why not? I shall wear it and think into battle and think of you, my star. Nomi applies at the heart. You and Nomi battle your way through a knoll encampment and stand face to face with a big bad Graz mage pelt. Nomi readies their bow. Heroes, we are called to battle. Battle. Combat challenge, but like it's in game. It's fine. This one overrode it. Yes, good. Okay. 4666666. Really a point in doing that. Can we get another 6? Yes. 6666666. Baby. Fine. I will be judging your choices until... Okay, here's your Pokemon choice of... So here's the thing about favorite Pokemon. I have a lot of favorite Pokemon. It depends on which generation we're talking. Because I basically have a favorite for each generation. But my first favorite was Ninetales from the first generation. If I can only pick first gen, I would pick Ninetales in a heartbeat, no problem. Please do judge me for this. I fully welcome it. Later on, it was basically still Ninetales for a while, but then I also really loved Honedge. I love Honedge. I love Ghost Pokemon. Ghost is my favorite type of Pokemon. So I'm always excited to see more Ghost Pokemon. I definitely I was doing a run where I had all Ghost Pokemon, and it was really hard because it's hard to get Ghost Pokemon at first, but still, it was great. And then when the latest game came out, what was it? Ceruledge? Because it is a ghost type and it looks like a character that would be in Mega Man Battle Network. And I'm like, this is it. This is my new favorite Pokemon. And it became my new favorite Pokemon. And so basically it depends. I still specifically, I have all the love in my heart for Ninetales and alternative Ninetales and Honedge and Ceruledge, and it's all there. And I have so many Pokemon that I love, but these are basically, that's how I feel for Pokemon. So tell me about y'all's favorites. Sneasel, Miss Magus, Mimikyu. Oh, Mimikyu is also a 10 out of 10 choice. Love Mimikyu. Mimikyu is my favorite Pikachu, by far. You gonna play? Oh yes, Battle Network, so good. Mega Man Battle Network is phenomenal. Typhlosion. Yeah, I did pick also. Cyndaquil was my starter in Silver. I love Raichu. I also like Raichu more than Pikachu, and Alolan Raichu also very fun. I enjoyed Alolan Raichu quite a lot. I feel like Raichu gets the short end of the stick, though, overall, just because of the whole thing. I was like, no, I don't want you to evolve. But, I'm like, Raichu's hella cute. Like, what are you guys talking about? But, mascots and everything. You stand victorious over Graz Mage Pelt. When you click out of the loot window, you have a message waiting from Nomi. Our bond is greater than any evil that may befall this land. The power of true love conquers all. Nomi sends you a kissy emote, then a string of question marks. Yes, it's perfect for our characters. Is it? Yeah, why not? Yeah, I'm happy you get it, LMAO. I'm 99% sure Nomi is doing this specifically in-game. You wait a few minutes while Nomi composes their message. Finally, they send you, Matrix Tree Whisper turns and embraces Solana in their strong arms. My love, they say, by your side, I would hazard any foe. Nothing frightens me more than the prospect of a life without you. The fiery-haired archer bends to press their lips with Solana, sending their love with a kiss, or sealing their love with a kiss. You log off the game and open a chat window with Nomi. What do you say? That was really fun. Oh my god, yeah, thank you. It's so much fun too. Maybe I'll use it for inspiration for my manga. Ha, I sure don't like anyone like that. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. I knew it. I 100% knew that was 1000% in character. I feel like if you try to talk about doing it in person, they'd be like, no, that's not Nomi. Yes, sometimes it feels like everyone's just a big ball of hormones here. Like all of a sudden everyone cares about who's doing smutty stuff, and I'm just sitting here like, yeek. Think you might be interested someday? Okay. Sometimes I might be interested in someday, but I think I'd have to really like someone first, Yeah, who knows? Yeah, maybe, or maybe not. Nomi's good out here. Not really thinking about it right now. I just can't imagine liking someone that much. Or liking me that much. Oh, very potential Demi, but definitely in the Ace umbrella for sure. But anyways, thanks for playing with me. Oh, that's a good card. Learned Nomi more. Sometimes it's easier to talk about this stuff when I get to pretend to be someone else, you know? Yes, true. That's also very true. I like Reshian when he reminds me basic, but the hearts belong to Bulbasaur. Oh, gotta be ready when I Charmander, start with the froggy face and cry. I made my choice. No, that's so precious. Like, honestly, I mean, your favorite Pokemon's literally #1. Like, by that logic, no one can ever beat you. I can never blame someone for having a choice like that, honestly. I love so much finding out people's favorite Pokemon. It lets people express themselves in such a fantastic way. It like says so much about who you are by not just the choice, but the choice that you decide to defend, right? First three chose grass, fire, water, and sequence for each gen respectively. Interesting. Yeah, let's see. My first was definitely Charmander. Listen, I was sucker for fire and dragon. I was young, what can I say? Honestly, I'm still a bit of a sucker for that. And then it was Cyndaquil, because fire and adorable, liked the fire, loved it. And then Mudkip, because I loved Mudkip. Mudkip was just the cutest of all of them, like bar none. And then 4th gen. Oh my god, I'm getting the gens out of order. 4th generation. What was the 4th gen ones? Piplup? Is Piplup 4th gen or 5th gen? I think it's 4th gen. Piplup, next one. So I do have a tendency to pick the cute water ones, but only when they're like super, super cute. For like the way I like the cuteness. I don't know, the round animal-like ones. And then after Piplup, I'm not sure. I have to look the orders because like I start to forget the order of operations. Because I remember later on there was Fennekin, but I don't think that's Gen 5. I think that's Gen 6. Fennekin, because listen, it was a Fennec Fox. I can't say no. Litten, because it's a cat. I can't say no. And then Grass Cat friend, whose name escapes me but is adorable. And yeah, basically if there's a cat or a fox or whatever, it gets picked no matter what. And oh wait, was it the Sprigatito? Oh my gosh, yes, the best. It's literally one of the best names for a Pokemon too. Sprigatito. It's perfect. It is a perfect Pokemon name. Absolutely perfect. Chicory to hate for me, which is really lighting. Yes, exactly. Like Coco, derpy looking one. Fuecoco is also a phenomenal, but actually all of them for that generation were incredible. So good. Seriously, all of them were so good. Work up the guts to do it. Yeah. Seems easy. Wow, you're really great. You should do a big performance, like at Rex Cafe Bar. Let's go there now. Nomi makes you a costume to boost your stage presence. It's weird, but you're kind of touched. Nomi almost never has kudos to spare, so it's been cobbled together from various shiny things they've collected. You play okay, smiling and dancing for the audience at the cafe, tooting your cheerful little tunes, and Odd happens to be there, showers you with kudos. You should do this more often, she encourages you. It's so nice to have live music in the colony. You couldn't have done this without Nomi's help and encouragement. You wonder how they know so much about playing for an audience. Maybe it's all the idol videos they watch. Yes. New card. Mysterious stranger. Mm-hmm. Let's see. Do I just want to put the other 4 or duh. Hold up, sorry, duh. Flushes. I guess it doesn't really matter. Seems fine. Super cool. Pulsar Typhlosion. Turt wig. Yep, that was a pillow. Snivy. Chest pin. And the Sprigatito. I had all the generations, but I can't remember. If I just saw them all, I would instantly be like, oh yeah, I picked this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. Was it like Oshawott, maybe? Was the next one? So I picked a lot of water ones in the middle. Have I ever picked a grass type? Yes, only in the last generation. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's just in the last generation I picked a grass type. Huh. So if it's really the first time I picked a grass type, I should have really thought about that. That's a big moment. This year, Governor Lum's... Oh, yeah, that's right. I could have maxed out a bit more. Whatever. Governor Lum's ascension to Vertumnalia's stage is heralded by an entire military band, their instruments shiny and nano-printed new. They march out of command in formations, splitting and forming a phalanx at the foot of the stage as Lum takes his place before you. Spotlights turn on with heavy ka-chunk noises, illuminating Lum in a halo of floating dust particles. He spreads his arms wide. Hello, Vertumna! His voice booms over the speakers. Are we winning or what? The reaction is mixed. You look around, it's easy to see the ones cheering the loudest are Helios and people who have fully adopted their mentality, like Anemone. The Stratas are more reserved, some even silent. Security Chief Rhett is one of them, his usual stony expression hiding his true feelings. Regardless, there's enough cheering that Lum has to wait for it to die down before he continues. We're killing it out there, people, he exclaims. Every day we claw a little more territory from the savage aliens of this planet. A potato pod arcs through the air and lands with a broken splort at Lum's feet, splattering him with juice. You don't see who threw it, but the faction from Geoponics is looking restless. They begin to jeer and stomp their feet. Lum continues on, raising his fist. Those Xenos attacked us first. Now they're learning. Don't mess with humankind. We've only ever picked water types on repeat, huh? So you're anti-water type. Interesting. The crowd is now evenly split between cheering and booing. The Stratas are agitated, and you hear calls for things to return to how they were, and how Lum and his soldiers are killing the planet. Even the council, lined up before the stage and facing the crowd, looks conflicted. We left Earth to get away from this shit, your dad shouts, and you turn to him in surprise. He rarely swears. Now look at us. We're right back where we started, fighting each other and the planet. We brought it with us. Utopia hops on stage and routes her own hear-speak through the speakers. He's lying, she yells bitterly. This year we lost 2 surveyors in the swamps, Sorrel and Quinny. They'd be alive today if Lum hadn't set out to clear a Manicore dead for no good reason. She jams her fingers against the governor's chest. The only threat to our colony here is you. Lum's smile doesn't change, but his eyes go cold. He snatches Utopia's hand and calmly, slowly crushes her hollow palm crystal with his thumb. You can hear the crunch of the bones of her hand before her feed cuts out. Utopia yelps as her knees buckle with pain, her bravado gone. She holds her broken hand to her chest and is too shocked to resist when Lum shoves her off stage. Oh yeah, 100% a dick. Like, just an absolute terrible person. The crowd is stunned into silence as well. Lum clears his throat and approaches the end of the stage, looming tall over the council. Thank you for your input, he says icily. Your concerns have been noted. This isn't the buffoon Lum presents on his daily hollow vlogs or the nuisance he is when he visits a work site. You see something in his eyes you've only caught glimmers of before. Hatred. You Stratas are lucky we didn't crush you under our boots and take your colony by force. Before we got here, this colony was doomed. You're only alive because I was merciful. Just a bunch of burnt-out hippie fugitives. What was your plan for surviving out here? Wishful thinking? Singing songs and talking to animals? Laughter ripples through the Helios. You, he gestures to the council, then jerks his thumb at his chest, need us. Not the other way around. I'm done pretending I need to listen to your opinions. If you want to live, you'll do what I say. He stares at Dr. Instance, who glares up at him with hate in her eyes as she tends to Utopia's hand. Maybe it's time to clean house, he threatens. We need team players here, one who share one vision for the future of Vertumna. After a few tense moments, Seek clears her throat. Ahem, sir, shall I continue with the traditional formalities now? Lim scowls at Seek, then throws his hands in the air. Whatever, do it if it makes you feel better. You're all cowards. Oh yeah, very much would be a target. Like, so many problems would be gone if Lum was gone, but like, what can we do about it? Now what? He turns and stalks off the stage, his marching band scrambling to follow him with his exit song. As promised, there are no contests this year, but there's plenty of food and alcohol. As the sun begins to set, the Helios, including Vase and Anemone, head straight for it and look ready to party into the night. The other teams seem a little less at ease. Dis, quite predictably, has already left. Find Dis? You don't find Dis on the walls, nor in the robotics lab, or in any of usual hiding places. Not even Congruence can get a read on his location. You might have an idea where he could be, though. You creep up on Sim and Dis meeting in secret outside the colony walls. Trust me, Dis, I'm not concerned, Sim says, his hand resting on his shoulders entreatingly. This planet is in no danger of being subjugated by humans. You don't get it, Dis explains. They're really serious. They use bombs. You've seen bombs, right? Explosions? What if they cut down every tree, or poison the rivers, or... Sim smiles patronizingly. Oh, I forget sometimes you're so human. You're stuck in time, unable to see beyond the next 100 years. Even if your species managed to wipe all life from this continent, we'll just simply bring it back again. It may take 20,000 years, but this planet will outlive you. This knocks Sim's hands away and wipes his eyes. Why are you always so calm? He spits out. Other gardeners aren't like this. Other gardeners know the humans are dangerous. Dis, Sim sighs, closing the distance between them and folding Dis into a gentle hug, like one would approach a biting animal. I'm not like other gardeners, not anymore. Just like you're not like your humans. Dis sniffles and buries his head into Sim's tattered clothing. I just wish you'd let me help, he mutters, almost too quiet for you to hear. Make some noise. I mean, listen, this is my boyfriend and also my alien flirt thing, question mark. I think they can know I'm here. You let yourself snap a branch as you move through the dry underbrush, and Dis leaps away from Sim with a guilty expression. They both relax when they see it's you. Dis scrubs his red face. Hey, Solana, he stammers. Guess I should go back now, huh? Paramore. Oh, yeah, that would work. You and Dis sneak back into the colony as the sun sets, dodging Vase and his reveling friends. They've somehow wrangled themselves a live trippet and are in the process of skewering it to roast over a big bonfire. You can hear its dying squeals from here, and shortly after that, smell the sweet charred scent of it roasting over the flames. Dis curls his lip. I hate this place, he mutters. Sometimes I wish everyone would just hurry up and die. The week after Vertumnalia is one of the hottest since you landed. You're supposed to take time off for a much-needed break, but it's just so humid and awful, and tempers are short. Shortly after the festival, you start seeing graffiti cropping up everywhere. Seems that a lively, if not particularly civil, conversation between the two factions is being held on the flat surfaces of the colony. Lum announces a zero-tolerance policy for political graffiti. You notice not every tag is being removed, just the ones against the war, of course. The atmosphere of the colony is oppressive, as thick as the choking dust of heat itself. Heat of dust. Everywhere you try to relax, people just want to talk about the war. The sweltering nights are making your nightmares intense again. You return to work feeling more stressed than before. Oh, okay, so we did name that properly because we didn't get any benefits. Neat. Sad, but neat. Okay, I think we have time for one more event, so let's keep doing the thing. Practice a photo phoner. The new bar that Rex built is lovely at night, and during the day, it's a nice quiet space to sit and work or study. You meet Dr. Instance there, drinking a cup of blep tea and looking through her schedule in her holopalm. She runs a hand through her hair and mumbles, stress in this colony is out of control. You think she's just talking to herself until she looks up. Every day more people come to Medbay just looking for someone to talk to about their anxiety or their bad bank. I don't have time for this. Colony needs a counselor. We could, actually. I'd be a counselor. Could I be a counselor? Why not? I could be a counselor. Oh, definitely not. That takes years of training, and even then, the toll it took on Counselor Besk. We didn't know that that burden was killing her. Dis and Tangent don't have a mother just because people couldn't. Dr. Instance catches herself, realizing with alarm what she said out loud. I shouldn't have said that. The stress must be getting to me too. Dr. Instance turns to consider you. It's true that you are good with people, Solana. You know what? What we really need is a good barista. Make tea by day, serve alcohol by night, and listen to people who need someone to talk to. If you want the job, just walk to the other side of this bar and start making tea. God knows the kitchen couldn't brew a decent blep if life depended on it. She makes a face in her cup and pushes it away. Don't I need training for that? To sling drinks? No, you can learn as you go, she says. As for the talking to people, just listen to them. In my experience, that's all people really need, someone to listen. You can't be a counselor, but you can be a barista and a bartender. Close enough. And it actually kinda is. Place is dysfunctional. Oh, sure is, and it has been the whole time. It's annoying, but I can do it. It is wild. He's right by me. +5 creativity. We're going to be so creative. +3 stress. Let's be barista. Slipping into later game clothes. It does feel like that. I'm not really sure like how many years we have. I don't know if there's a way to like see that, but yeah, definitely feels like that's the case. New perk. 5% chance kids get 1 extra skill. Nice. Creativity bonus. Work in the cafe. Empathy, creativity, friendship with Tangent. That seems pretty reasonable. Let's do it. You report to the cafe for your first shift as barista, except to be shown how to do, well, anything. When you're met with instead is a crowd of people who'd like their blep tea and they'd like it now. You barely know how to pour water. This isn't going to go well. You get set up behind the bar and start taking orders. After a few false starts, you quickly figure out how to brew blep tea and pour the lightly fermented potato juice so it doesn't form a head. Foaming soy or float cow milk for the perfect latte is still a disaster, though. Most people are understanding and happy to order a different drink while you're learning, but by midday you realize your chip jar is completely empty. The people want lattes. Take chances and make mistakes. Yeah. Neighboring cards. I will save this. Card becomes a 4. Bam. 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 Like, when it's the 3 ones, it barely matters what you put there because all it happens is at the end here. Card becoming a 4. There you go. Good stuff. Victory! You scald some soy milk, but after a while you begin to get the hang of it. You start slinging lattes to the grateful, caffeinated masses. Chief Engineer Instance comes by to see how you're doing. You tell her you're totally underwater. Weren't you supposed to get some kind of on-the-job training? For what? It's pouring drinks, not genetic engineering. I told you to get the hang of it. She takes a sip of her blep tea. See? Anyone can do it. Even you. You think she's trying to be encouraging. It works. Oof, right? Seems kind of mean. Very backhanded compliment. Early what? Isn't that when people have the birthdays? Let's see if it's the birthday day, and then we have to call it for the day. Da -da -da -da. I think I already might be at 100%. Wait, I am at 100% with them. It doesn't even matter. Okay. So we're gonna stop here. Arr. Make drinks, not war. And then we'll come back after next week to continue. Good. Yeah, it does feel like we're getting close to the end here. It feels like we're about to hit some end game goodness. We'll see. We'll definitely see. But like, I feel like I don't know where I'm supposed to be putting my points at this point, because I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing exactly, because I don't know what the next big tragedy is that I'm supposed to try to avoid. So we'll find out, I guess, and see what happens when we get to the end of the game, which hopefully will happen in the not too distant future. So either way, it's been a delightful ride, and I very much look forward to more in the future. Thank you all for hanging out with me. It's been lovely. Have a great evening or rest of your day or whatever for time zones, etc., and see you all next week.